We have a really amazing guest for you today. So I'm going to hand it over to Megan. So, because I want to hear her talk. And so Megan's pretty incredible. So she focuses more on, and correct me if I'm wrong, like leadership skills and operations and like database and systems, and just like kind of helping people get that stuff in place. Is that an accurate representation?
You got it. Like especially around database. So anything to do with the database, that's me.
Right, which is what we need right now, right? As a neurodivergent agent, being able to leverage that's really important. So I'm going to hand it over to Megan for the rest of the call, and then Megan, you can give a little bit more of a bio.
I love it. I'm so excited too. I told Tyler, I was like, I think I've arrived in the world to be at like ADHD. I'm nervous. I'm like sweating.
This is like the kindest, most non-judgmental, like authentic group ever. It's like healing for me to be in this. So
I don't know why I'd be nervous because like that's you all day long, but just transparently. And my husband, so I'm not ADHD, don't kick me out, but my husband
you're
is
in. Oh,
ADHD, which is why I was so drawn to everything Tyler said because it's like, oh my gosh, it's like almost like a user manual for my husband. So we connected over that. But yeah, I only have a short time today, so I really want to jump in. I will be back on Thursday to really do a little bit deeper dive on how to set up the database systematically, but not in a very tedious, boring way and like an actually attainable way. Because if I've learned anything over the last 9 years of coaching database, it's if it's not attainable to a neurodivergent person, it's not attainable at all. And so I told Tyler, I do almost everything I do for database conversion focused on how do I help the neurodivergent agent convert. And so today specifically though, I want to share with you guys like the whole system for event strategy that I use. And I've got for you guys, let me drop it here. So if you're super visual like me, you might want to have the slide deck. Event strategy to me is like the thing that keeps you, the agent, like super interested and your database super engaged. So it's this double whammy. It's like this win-win on interest and engagement. And this isn't something that just like I've done for myself once and now I travel around teaching people how to do it. I actually do this. This is the bulk of the business that I run. I'm a database conversion specialist. So 9 years I've done this. Last year specifically, I helped 68 database clients do this event strategy, the one I'm going to share with you today. And from this, I have a 12-week program where I trained them how to do it. But from this event strategy, these 68 humans set 527 appointments, generated 444 referrals, and added 784 people to their pipeline. That's a lot of outcome for 68 people. And every single one of them used this event strategy framework that I'm about to teach you. It works. I tell you this because I want you to know and believe, like in your bones, this works for people all over the country, all kinds of different agents. Before we dive in, I just want you to know, like, I'm not super formal. So if you've got a question, unmute yourself and like holler it out because I'm from Texas and we holler down here. So holler out your question, or if for whatever reason you can't holler because you need to be muted, just use that chat box. So let's just kind of get to know each other a little bit, like who's on a team, who's flying solo. And of course, I know you all must like to give each other referrals. So where are you located?
I'll go ahead. I'm up here in Detroit, Michigan, on a team with my mom and my wife.
Ooh, exciting. Wow, there's
Yeah,
like some stories there.
definitely some stories.
Yeah. Solo in Michigan and Florida. Wow, solo in Ohio, sunny San Diego solo. Kim Borst and Katie Houston, husband and wife team in Iowa, Renee Adams in Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas solo. There's a couple of people around Houston, Kansas City area, solo in Maine. Welcome, everybody. Y'all check out where you're from, maybe make some referral connections there too. But it's good to see that we have like a lot of solo agents. So let's get back in here to our little slide deck. Let me ask you a question. What do you think? So honest answers. What do you think you and your database actually need right now? When I ask that question, when you hear that question, just what pops into mind?
Any added value?
Oh, added value, organization structure, seeing some head nodding like, yes, all those things. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Love that. Yeah, I teach this a lot, and so some common answers I get are, more leads, more time, bigger database, more contacts, better organization, a different CRM. But over the last years, what I found actually matters when kind of the rubber meets the road is that we need a repeatable process that you can run consistently. Thing number one, a repeatable process. Thing number two, something that's like proven. You're not trying to recreate, the wheel. There's no experimentation necessarily needed. You need a way to talk to people that feels genuinely great and genuinely like yourself. I mean, I have been to, even before real estate, I was in different kinds of sales. And I mean, I think you guys could probably agree, like we've all been to some pretty bad sales training that's like, what? I can't say that. No way I'm gonna like say that to somebody. And I've tried it, right? I've been like, okay, I'll try. But it feels terrible. Like we actually need a way to talk to people that feels like really great for us. And we need confidence that that system's going to work with that pressure. And so that's what this is designed to do. I I don't know, but if you're like me, you've heard this advice like over and over and over again. We have all kinds of ways in our industry that we talk about it, but basically the advice goes like this. Take your database, divide it by the number of weeks you're going to work this quarter, and then call through every single person every day by the number. Like divide it equally. So if that's like 5 people a day, it's 5 people a day. If it's 50 people a day, it's 50 people a day. And it sounds so beautiful, right? It sounds clean and systematic and like this lovely idea that you could just divide everything so tidily and evenly. But the truth is that it's also really boring. Like I would rather stab my fingers with a fork than do the exact same number of phone calls every day forever and ever until I die. That sounds awful. And I'm not even neurodivergent, and that sounds terrible. Like can't do it, won't do it, don't want to do it. But also, when we do that, we create some difficult situations for ourselves, which I think are unnecessary. Thing number one we create is there's no clear reason for our call. So, like, well, I'm going to just call you up. Kim's right in front of me. I'm just going to call Kim up and be like, oh, it's Tuesday. Hi, Kim. Like, I don't, what, how are you? What's going on? I don't, you good? Like, what am I going to say? I don't have anything to say to Kim. It's like, and I'm going to call her a quarter from now and also be like, it's me again, Kim. I don't like how, what's up? I don't have anything to say. And so we end up saying things that are just crazy. Like people end up saying things like, I'm in a competition, or do you know anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate? It feels super transactional. People can sense that right away. And it just really sours the relationship when you don't have like this personal reason for calling. And so you just start saying nonsense about real estate. Thing number two that also makes this difficult for ourselves unnecessarily is it's hard to sustain. Impossible is dramatic. I was being dramatic, but it's difficult to sustain. Like it's repetitive daily thing that just drains your energy. There's no momentum, there's no excitement, and there's literally no reward cycle, which you guys means there's no dopamine feedback loop. It's just this boring thing you have to do. Thing number three that this creates that makes it hard for us is there's this low return on investment, meaning we don't have a clear way to get time or our time or money back from this activity. There's no purpose anchoring the conversation. The calls are difficult to convert into a real estate outcome. So what's the solution? I like events. I use events for everything. Event strategy to me is the smarter way to do this. Instead of like having to try and get through this daily hustle, this daily grind, ugh, I hate that. We're going to sprint. And I recommend 4 events per year, one per quarter. However, I will say I have loads of clients who do it twice a year with similar results. So if you are not like super into throwing events, maybe start with one and then go two and then try three. And if it's working great and you love it, you can go to four. If you adore events, I'm going to say start with four. Don't do like 10 or 12, like let's keep it manageable. Let's go with four and let's get really good at converting through four. The events do 4 things for us. They give us this super clear reason to call. The reason to call is the event invitation. So you always know, like when Kim answers the phone, I'm like, Kim, I'm so pumped to talk to you. I've got this thing to talk to you about. I'm inviting you to this really cool party. I can't wait to tell you about it. I don't have to flounder my way around like, what am I going to say if Kim answers the phone? There's some built-in dopamine here. So we can see, we can feel the progress, not just through RSVPs, but we can also feel the progress through conversations happening. We feel great when we connect and have like a really meaningful conversation with a friend. And we can also see it through outcomes, right? So when we're setting appointments, that's also giving us that dopamine feedback loop. Kim is like, I'm increasing my events and I still don't call. Well, hopefully by the end of today, you're gonna have some ideas about that, Kim. I love it. Number three things events do for us is it gives us a goal that makes it easy to no, it gives us a way to set a clear goal. So a lot of times when someone calls me just to talk and be like, hey, I do events and I don't convert. I get that call a lot. I'm like, okay, well, tell me what your goal is from the last event. What was your goal? And a lot of times people are like, oh, I didn't have one. Like I just wanted to, invite people, get some RSVPs. I didn't call anybody, whatever it is. And the truth is, if you don't set a goal, like then your goal is zero and congratulations, like you hit it. But when we have an event, instead of just saying, I'm going to call 10 people because it's Tuesday, then it's really easy to set targets and like achievable goals. You can gamify this for yourself. Have this super neurospicy agent down in Louisiana who like we have to gamify the heck out of it. And he really responds well to punishment. So like his agent, he has one other agent on his team. She always sets like at a fancy restaurant, she makes a reservation for Friday. And if he hasn't done what he was supposed to do for the event by Friday, he's got to take her and her husband and him and his wife all have to go out to this dinner reservation. He responds so well to that. It's like gamified for him. Now that's not me. I respond to the carrot better than the stick myself, but I could design my own system for this that makes it easy to hit a goal. And then fourth, there's real return on investment. So time and money that you invest into this event turns back into appointments, referrals, and pipelines, not just an activity, not just I threw 20 events. Well, what happened? Well, nothing, I don't know. I spent a lot of money. But we want to actually go get that appointment referral and pipeline it. Okay, what makes a great event? Because I get this question a lot. Anybody thinking that? Like, how do I pick my event? Like, what's a good one? I don't like, how do I choose an event? Like I see some smiles and nods. Yeah. I have just really one rule, and it's got to be something you like. If you like it, you're like, this is going to be that whole in cup thing for you. It's going to be interesting for you. And so that's going to do the heavy lifting for you as you plan this event. But the other thing about this is when you talk about it enthusiastically, it's contagious. So other people get excited about it too. It's like I always say, like there's if I told you like Trevor, I can also see Trevor on my screen. Like Trevor, I'm gonna give you a check for $1 million. And the rule is you can give it away to anyone you want, but you have to call them. You'd be like, okay. And like you'd call somebody immediately and be like, this crazy chick Meagan just gave me $1 million to give to you. Like, can you believe that? You would have no problem calling them because you'd be so pumped to give them this $1 million. And when we pick an event that we're really excited about, that's the kind of energy we can generate for ourselves in making the phone call. So if I pick an event that I'm like gonna just nerd out over that I'm super excited about, I can't wait to call up Tyler and tell him about it because I'm just excited. And so when I call him, I'm like, Tyler, oh, like check out this thing I'm about to do. It feels authentic. I feel really good about it. Tyler feels really good about it because I'm inviting him to my thing. And so there's just one rule I have around event planning, and it's that it's got to be something you love. I had a team, this was last year, they really challenged my belief on this because they're like, okay, we've got it. We're gonna throw we're gonna throw a spelling bee. And I was like, oh no, like that's no one's gonna come to the spelling bee. I was so wrong. They were really excited about it. They could not wait to throw the spelling bee. They had an amazing time making the phone calls and they had a great turnout because they loved the spelling bee. I thought they had found like the one thing that was going to break my rule about events, but even a spelling bee, if you love it, you love it. And it's gonna come across in the conversation. My second, this is a suggestion, not a rule. but keep the cost low unless you have like this massive budget or someone else is helping you pay for it. Simple and fun is better than expensive and stressful. Like, don't go into debt to throw an event, even if you think it's the world's coolest event, because that's not good business practice. You're whoever is, if you're talking to Tyler later and you're like, "Well, Meagan said to throw when I left, and it cost me $25,000, he'd be like, be falling out of his chair." So don't do that unless you have someone bankrolling this for you. Pick something that is budget friendly, fits inside your budget. So those are my two, it's really my one rule and my one suggestion. Like, keep the price manageable for yourself. Told you you want a party. I've told you that like there's some great reasons to make it a party instead of just calling randomly, but there is a cadence. There's a communication cadence, a system that's going to help you like keep in contact with these people, which is why I like it quarterly, because this is something that you would do once a quarter, and these people are getting a lot of touches for you. I have been collecting this data for 9 years in this like crazy spreadsheet because this is something I geek out over. And the truth is, when it comes to database conversion, like who converts great and who doesn't, it literally doesn't matter the amount of touches. If you're throwing events and doing touches around the event, you could literally send 0 other emails, 0. And I know we all get hung up on our newsletter and our this and our that, but my 9 years worth of data suggests that's really a very marginal percent of why somebody would call you. If you're running an event play once per quarter, you're still going to outperform everybody who's sending, we get so carried away, a 52 touch or a 69 email touch strategy. 4 events will still beat that every time. 60 days before, I like to send a save the date. So this works for, I just told you, right, that like the only event rule is it's got to be one you love. I should add that that means an event is very loosely defined by a reason to call. So it could be raising money for a charity. It could be a giveaway. I've got somebody right now doing a home renovation. And so they're calling looking for people who need their home renovated that they could consider for this home renovation project. So it's literally the thing you're excited to talk to them about. It does not have to be a party. So when I say a save the date might also just be like, hey, here's this upcoming thing. Like, we're thinking of doing this home renovation thing. Get your thinking caps on, because we need, what we need from you is going to be, ideas for humans who might need this help in this way. But 60 days prior, I like to send a save the date. I like it to be, this is just personal. I don't have any data. There's no math that supports how you do it one way better than the other. I personally like a physical postcard because I want to hit everybody in all the ways that they communicate at least once. So this is the way I hit them in the mailbox. They get it. It's a piece of physical mail. If they're tactile, if they're very visual, this is great. They can hold it, they can touch it. It like sits in their memory better. It feels very personal. So we just don't get a lot of mail anymore. And so I like it to be a postcard. It could be an email, it could be a text. I like the postcard. Then 14 to 30 days out, they get the actual invitation and or details about the event. Because again, it might be a giveaway, it might be a fundraiser, it might be charitable contributions. But they get the details, the invitation, plus, this is for you, Kim, plus they get a phone call. And I do those at roughly the same time. So if my event or my thing needs a lot of logistics, I'm going to do it 30 days prior because I might need an RSVP count. But if it's just a free-for-all, just everybody come, I'm probably going to do it 14 days out because I don't need to, doesn't matter. So you could think about this in terms of like a lot of people do pies for Thanksgiving. Well, pies, we got to like order from the bakery and there's like some logistics involved. So I might make those phone calls 30 days prior. But for like a barbecue in the park, I'm probably calling 14 days prior. The goal here is that we are building relationships, we're uncovering the real estate transaction, and we're telling them about our thing, our party, our event, our charitable contribution, whatever it is. I'll get a little bit more into the goals for this phone call in just a minute. Then step 3 is the actual event. Now the event is an event. So this is the goal of the event itself, is deepening the relationship in person and or through your similar fondness of this charitable thing. But it's never, there's no bait and switch here. So you guys ever see some of that stuff where it's like, at the event, we'll give them some free popcorn if they like give us a referral or something like that. I don't personally recommend that. To me, that feels like going to a friend's dinner party and then they break out their like Cutco knife presentation. I'd be like, what's happening to me? Like, I thought this was like the party. I'm so confused. Like, I'm probably not coming back to dinner. You know what I mean? So the event is an event. It's about relationships only. It's not the time to sneak in real estate. That's step 2. That's at the phone call for the invitation. Step 4 is you just repeat this once a quarter. You're going to stay top of mind. It doesn't feel overbearing. It feels like a fun thing to do because you picked fun reasons to call. And it gives you this quarterly touch cadence that feels relationship first versus real estate first. Now, for me, the reason that my average graduate has over a 17% conversion rate of their database, meaning for every 100 people they know, they convert 17 of them, is because everything to me is about the relationship. So every single phone call you make or, bump into them in the grocery store thing that you have, whether it's an invitation or it's a follow-up after an event, or like I said, you bump into them at the coffee shop or something, then there's always an order of priority for the goal for that conversation. They're not interchangeable goals. They're goals in priority order. So goal number 1, never to be sacrificed for goal number 2 or 3, is grow and deepen the relationship. Like, be a real human person first. Like, ask about them, talk about yourself. It never gets sacrificed. So if it would be at all relationship stunting to bring up real estate, you're not going to do it because you protect the relationship above all else. Now, goal number 2 is to uncover the real estate outcome. We never create the real estate outcome. It's like, I've never once in my life like gotten someone who didn't want to buy a house to like buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't create it, we uncover it. So we want this to happen just naturally in our conversation before the party ever comes. We give them a call, we talk about them, we grow and deepen our relationship together. We work to uncover the real estate outcome. I like to do it through storytelling, telling stories about what I'm working on and letting it kind of emerge. It's not a forced real estate. Goal number 3 is to actually deliver the reason for your call. Anyway, Annette, the reason I called you was to invite you to this crazy cool bingo party I'm throwing. We're going old school and we rented out the bingo hall and blah, blah, blah. So goal number 3 is to deliver the reason for my call. In this case, an event, charity, giveaway, etc. Now, there are a couple of things I would be remiss if I told you we should not say. So there are a couple of what I call conversion killers that erode trust. They violate rule number 1, which is to grow and deepen the relationship. So thing number 1 is, who do you know that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Ugh, gives me like the bad kind of chills. This is so uncomfortable. It's the Cutco thing, right? It feels like this very direct transactional exchange. There's no context for it. Most people are going to shut down immediately. You'll get like a polite nod maybe. But the other thing this absolutely dramatically does over time is it erodes your future answer rate. So if you called 100 people today to invite them to a party, I would expect that you talk to 30 to 40 of them. But if you said to every single one of those 30 to 40 people, who do you know that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Probably half of those people are not going to pick up the phone the next time you call. They're like, I don't really have time for that. That's like a weird conversation. I don't want to feel that way. So this is transactional. It's relationship killing. So therefore it's conversion killing. Number 2, I call this one-to-many language. Oh, I was just calling everyone. How good does that feel? Oh, Nicole, I was just calling everyone. You happen to be one of many to me. Like, I don't really care about you much at all, but I was calling my entire database. It feels terrible. It's the fastest way to make someone feel like you don't really matter to them. So we want to get rid of that one to many language and we want to keep it one to one. Like, Nicole, I want you to come to my bingo thing. I love you. I miss you. I want to see you. It's one to one. People want to feel like they're seen and known and loved. And so we want to keep our language honoring that. I feel like people sometimes we do this because it feels comfortable to us, but it does not feel comfortable to the other person. So get rid of that relational conversion kill. And lastly, the thing that kills conversions is the data dump. Maybe somebody says, how's real estate? And you just like, man, you just have like this 3 sentence, like very intense market stat thing that you recite. People's eyes glaze over, like their brain starts thinking about what they're going to cook for dinner. It's not. They check out immediately because they don't even know half the words you're saying. So don't do that. Instead, either lead with curiosity about them. It's always an interesting time in real estate. No dull days here. Like, why do you ask? That would be leading with curiosity. Or tell a story about a client that demonstrates the market. Oh man, this is like such an interesting market. Check this out. And now you're going to drop in a story here that demonstrates the interesting thing about your market wherever you are. Don't give the data dump. You're going to get the courtesy nod, and probably they're going to take back the conversation. Anyway, how are your kids? Anyway, I have to go now. I hear somebody calling. Like, anyway, I only had a few minutes, right? They're going to change the topic. People don't know how to respond to a data dump. Don't do it. Okay, we're to the end. I promise, Tyler. So here it is in a picture. Okay, this is for us. So we start over here. We don't need a bigger database. If you're following along, you could do your own math. And in fact, we'll do a little bit of math on Thursday, but you don't need a bigger database. I'd almost guarantee it. You don't need more ad spend. I'd almost guarantee it. What we need is to convert the people we have. 17 for every 100. Just imagine that. So plan your events, brainstorm some ideas. What do you like? What are you passionate about? Send out save the dates 60 days in advance. Invite and call with a purpose. Host and connect. Keep deepening your relationship. Repeat the cycle, and it will deepen your relationships. It will grow your conversion rates every single time you repeat. Run it once per quarter, or if that is just feels very intense, try it once. Just say, I'm going to do this one time. I'm just going to see how this works, and watch how it can transform your relationship with the way you think about database conversion. This is the same. This is what I teach everyone who I work with on database conversion. It works. I have never seen it fail. It's easy to do. I've given you some homework on this next slide that is just like the literal steps that we talked about today. Like, what will you do in order? So you can pull this slideshow up, go back to your homework step. And if you would like to connect, if you would like some help from me, I do have my 12-week program, which of course there's no pressure, no obligation. But if you want to learn more about it, the link here is in this slide deck for you, and you can go check that out as well.
Awesome. And we're going to include that in the email. That was amazing, Megan. I know you can keep going. I love Pete said, let her keep cooking with Barb, but that was so good. Thank you so much. As she said, there's a couple ways if you want more. So we have our group membership, which is Thursday. We have a 7-day trial, so you could get more for free. And we have an app and all this cool stuff. And then if you go to that and you're like, oh my gosh, I just need more and more and more, then she's got her different levels that you can do for database. Yeah, that was awesome.